Hello, my name is Dr. Diallo. I'm an academic coach for a local elementary school. I'm also a testing expert for study.com. Are you preparing to take the FTCE ESOL K-12 with testing code 047 subtest? If so, you're definitely come to the right place. It covers the subtopic of knowledge of language acquisition and development. I will walk you through a few sample test questions along with a few test taking strategies. Let's take a look at question number 1. Sloan, a native French speaker, is migrating with her parents to the United States from Brussels. At her school, no one speaks her native language. While she uses a translator on her laptop, all instruction in her school takes place in English. Similarly, she must complete her homework in English to practice their reading and writing. What type of schooling is Sloan experiencing? The answer choices are as follows: translation program, English as a second language program, immersion system, and boarding school. So when we look at these 4 different options, we have to think to ourselves, what again is it that the question is asking? So we know that it's asking for a type of schooling, and we also notice that it says in the top that all instruction takes place in English. Now, when we look at our answer choices, we notice a translation program means that everything in English is translated into Spanish, so that can't be the correct answer. The second choice, English as a second language program, is not the choice either because, again, remember that everything is taking place in English. The third one, immersion system. When we think about immersion, we think about being put in place into something, and everything that we are around, we are immersing ourselves in that environment. So that could definitely be the answer. And the final choice, boarding school, is when students are sent away to a school away from home. So I do not believe that that's the right answer choice either. The best answer for this particular problem is immersion system. When we think about a language immersion system, this places students directly in an environment that influences learning a new language. The majority of this lesson is taught in a specific language, and students are encouraged to converse and complete their homework and schoolwork in a specific language that is usually different from their native tongue. And so in this instance, it would be English. So the answer for this question is immersion system. A student is studying German in school for a variety of different reasons, though chief among them is that they have chosen to specialize in a specific field of study with ample job opportunities in Germany. The student believes that becoming fluent in German will increase their chances of landing a good job in Germany. Which of the following sociopolitical factors is influencing the student? Let's take a look at the answer choices. The first answer choice, social perceptions. The next is false assumptions about languages, social advancement, or social class. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to look at the keywords within the question. The first thing that you'll notice is that it talks about the student becoming fluent in German because they are looking for a good chance to increase their chances of landing a good job in Germany. And then it also mentions a sociopolitical factor that is influencing the student. When we think about social perceptions, this is how one perceives what's going on in society. This does not necessarily have anything to do with a job, however, so that is not the best choice. The second choice, false assumptions about languages, refers to more about what one believes about a language skill set. Again, having nothing to do with a particular job or career. The next, social advancement, actually refers to an example of motivating a student as they believe they can improve their employment opportunity through studying a new language. So this could definitely be a possibility. And the final option, social class. We know that when we're talking about social class, we're referring to middle class or high class based on your job. And although the particular job that you have could influence and impact where you stand in social class, it does not necessarily have anything to do with the factor that's influencing the student in terms of choosing a career. So the best choice for this particular question is social advancement. A teacher attempts to help English language learners understand and use the rules of English through daily informal conversations, and this is an example of what? Explicit instruction, real-life instruction, formulaic instruction, or implicit instruction. Let's talk about the 4 choices. In the sentence, we need to emphasize daily informal conversations. This is super important when we're trying to narrow down our answer choices because it must deal with conversations. When we talk about explicit instruction, this is a mode of instruction that the teacher is using where she's being extremely explicit or very specific about her instruction. That would not necessarily lend itself to daily informal conversations. The next choice, real life instruction. While this could possibly be the answer, we need to look at the rest of the answer choices to be sure we're choosing the best one. The next choice, formulaic instruction, is instruction through the use of formulas. And again, when we're talking about daily informal conversations, then we know we would not be following a formula of instruction. And the final choice, implicit instruction, is instruction that is implied and it's also informal. So therefore, implicit instruction is going to be the best choice because implicit instruction is informal and conversational. By allowing the students to have more informal conversations, students are able to learn various intricacies of the English language. Therefore, implicit instruction is the best choice. If a Mandarin-speaking child is watching music videos in English, practicing English with their friends, or watching Mandarin shows with English captions in an attempt to understand the language, what is he or she engaging in? Well, we have 4 possible answer choices: formal language learning, informal language learning, English language instruction, and language immersion. Let's discuss what each of these words mean. Formal language learning is basically the process of formally teaching someone a new language. Because in our sentence it says that the Mandarin-speaking child is watching music videos in English, practicing English with their friends, and watching shows with English captions, we know that this is not a formal language experience where someone's actually teaching. So this would not be the best choice. Choice number 2, informal language learning, could possibly be the choice because informal language learning involves learning in a non-structured environment. This is often considered to be non-structured because there's not someone who knows the language fluently enough to correct any mistakes. So this could definitely be the answer. But let's look at the other 2 choices. English language instruction gives us the feeling that someone is teaching and instructing the language in English. That is not what this question's saying at all. And the final choice is language immersion. And while the child may be immersed in English language through the different activities, it's not a true immersion in the sense that everything going on around the child is in English. So this would not be the choice. Therefore, the best choice for this question is informal language learning. I hope you found that video to be helpful. Check out more videos on this channel. Please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our awesome content. You can also get a lot of help from our website at study.com. As a member, you can access short, targeted video lessons, extra study materials, personalized study plans, and hundreds of practice problems. We'd also love to hear your feedback and your experience, so please be sure to tell us what you think. Wishing you all the very best of luck on your test. Good luck.